Good morning, Mark.
Hi, Steve. Or should I say bonjour?
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, it's nice to be refreshed and not have to, just anything that you do for too long kind of becomes a grind. I think it's so cool the way that life is full of, switches back and forth.
Yeah.
Seasons.
Yes.
Day and night.
To everything there is a season.
That's right.
Turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only work for so long before you gotta, take a break or go eat something.
That's right. What a good segue.
So this Sunday is Jesus feeds the 5,000. And what's our hymn?
5,000. The hymn of the day is Lutheran Service Book 642, O Living Bread from Heaven. I like that this is in the Lord's Supper section. Mm-hmm. This is a great hymn that I think it has a dual meaning. Well, of course it has a dual meaning on a Sunday like this, where you have, of course, the simple discussion about going and taking communion and what that means and why we do it and that sort of thing. But also, I think it speaks to the feeding of the 5,000. And one of the things I was thinking about when I was reading this just a little bit ago is the second verse. My Lord, you here have led me to this most holy place, and with yourself have fed me the treasures of your grace. So you have a Sunday morning, the Holy Spirit brings us together as he does when we worship together. But I think, what if we think about that in terms of the feeding of the 5,000? You have all these people who aren't just there arbitrarily, mm-hmm. right? They're there for a purpose so that Jesus can...
They want to talk to Jesus.
Right, yeah, exactly. And also so that Jesus can fulfill his purpose and do have the miracle and so on and so forth. But it makes me wonder, if you were one of those people, what would you have been thinking that morning? Because every day when I get up, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pack a lunch. What are we having for dinner? We've gone to the grocery store, go to Harris Teeter once a week, get everything you need. But they didn't have Harris Teeter back then. So what were they thinking when they were following him? It's like, is there going to be food where we're going? Or, like, what are we going to do for lunch? This is a problem. So I can't help but think that those words, you here have led me to this most holy place, it's not God leading us somewhere and then expecting us to go find a concession stand on our own. It's God saying, you are going to be nourished, with the body and blood of Christ when we're talking on a Sunday morning.
So he doesn't just call us to go somewhere or be somewhere or learn something, but he also, part of his grace and part of his bringing us together then is feeding us and taking care of us together.
Yeah.
And nourishing us together physically and spiritually.
I think so.
No, I like that. And I don't think you can have a simple discussion of the Lord's Supper, because I think it does lead us right into all those truths, which is really just, the most basic stuff about life and, fellowship and, I think that's really neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And looking also at the fourth verse, I think it's really important. This is just a general statement about anything that has to do with communion, but I think it's important for us to recognize where we go from here and at least talk about it. Maybe we don't always know for certain, but at least in verse 4, mm-hmm. we talk about where are we going with this heavenly food while I'm here on earth. May this lengthen my days and so that I can continue to serve. And then at the end, on the last day, when you call my spirit to leave the world, I'm going to go to heaven, where joy's unmingled flow. I think that is an incredible thing to think about, and it's an important thing to think about when you're taking communion, because it's not just what I'm doing for myself on Sunday morning at 9:30 or whatever. It's about what this means for me as I continue my life. Yeah.
So there's a whole theology of food here, which is not only does it bring us together, not only does it, is it a proof of God's grace, mm-hmm. And the fact that he takes care of us, but there's also something that comes out of it that makes us into more prepared for life and for the world, and then for heaven.
Absolutely.
If the food is Jesus and comes through him.
Yeah.